Good afternoon and welcome to a conversation about local search marketing. Today we're going to talk about things that you can do very easily to improve the visibility of your website on local search. The very first question that we often get answered is, why does local search matter? And the answer is pretty compelling. We know that 75% of consumers are using their phones to get real-time location-based information. And when they get this information, we know that 90% of the time these mobile searches are leading to action. So if people are taking the time to look for a specific product or service, they're very likely to act on it once they find that product and service. And we've also seen that 70% of people who ran a local search via mobile actually acted within 1 hour. About 30% of people who are doing these local searches on their computers are also taking that action very, very quickly. And so if you are a local business, you want to make sure that people in your neighborhood are finding you. As a small business, it is unlikely that you are going to compete nationally against big brands, but in your market, in a radius around your business, local search can be a very valuable tool. And if you want to rise to the top, there are really kind of three things that you should keep in mind. Sort of the three buzzwords of local search: relevance, distance, and prominence. What Google does, and other search engines, but let's face it, search is all about Google. What Google does is they look at your information and decide, is your website and your company relevant to the search that someone is doing? Do you have references to products and services and keywords that customer is searching? The second thing it looks at is distance. Where are you in proximity to where the search is being conducted? Now with mobile, it's really easy to find that proximity measure, but even if you're looking from your desktop, your DNS record is sending information to search engines that say, hey, I'm looking for my information and I'm in Denver or Detroit, and even if you don't use the search term veterinarian Indianapolis, Google will use other information from the searcher to match that person as best as possible with local resources. And the third thing is prominence. And prominence can also be credibility. As Google, in the blink of an eye, starts to do research on you to decide whether you're worth talking about, they're going to look at social signals and reviews, and we're going to talk about things that you should be doing to improve those rankings. The first thing you want to do is you want to optimize your website. You want to include references, local references in page titles and meta descriptions. So the page title that people see when they're on your page might be About Us. But the page title and the meta description that they'll see when they're in search might be About Us, a local web design company, or About Us, an Indianapolis web design company. So when I'm doing a search and I find your listing, is the information that I see telling me that you're a local company and telling me about the products and services that you offer? The second thing you want to do if you're optimizing your site is focus on consistency in your name, address, phone number, and description. If every time your company appears, it has the same description and information, that makes search engines more comfortable presenting your information. Make sure you clearly define your business category on your website, on your Google business page. Make sure that you are not pretending to be something that you're not. And on your website, consider using local photos. And in the descriptions of the photos, same thing. An Indianapolis veterinarian, a Denver dentist, Joe Smith got his dental degree at the University of, insert name here. Any references that you can put on your site that substantiate your claim that you're a local business will help optimize your site. You can't game the system and pretend you're something you're not. And as you're thinking about keywords, I want to plant two other seeds. This first one is this idea of vocal search. Search has come a long way in the last 20 years, from kind of the old style Boolean search where you did hand plus foot, and you actually had to have that plus sign or the parentheses to bring phrases together. Search engines are a lot smarter and they recognize individual words and phrases and synonyms. But one of the things that is changing is we're doing a lot more dictation search. Hey Siri, hey Google. And if you have ended up in the wrong search, you understand how challenging it can be if you're searching for words that are hard to understand. So one of the things you want to do as you're kind of optimizing your site is look at some of the most relevant keywords, and are they hard to pronounce, and can you optimize your site for synonyms? The other thing is that you need to take your keywords further. You need to look beyond just your website. If you are participating in social media, make sure your keywords are in your profile and in your description and in the updates that you post. This is especially true of YouTube, which uses keywords almost as stringently as Google does on their main site. You want to check your local listings. You know, people find local information from your website, but also from directories. And some of these directories are better than others. And some of the information is more accurate. And sometimes I see my company listed on a directory and I wonder how I got there. They can get there in all sorts of ways. The internet collects information. Consumers submit reviews on businesses. Businesses submit their own information to listing services. There are companies that earn a living just putting your website out on the internet. There are data aggregators, companies that are hoping to build traffic to their website by simply collecting a list of local businesses. They scrape data from other sites. And so all of this information is out there, and when your customers are looking for you, they may find your website, but they may find some of these other listings. And you need to take control of these listings to boost your visibility on local search engines. How do you do that? You're going to have to do some searching. You're going to have to look and see if you can find other references for your company, and you also want to look for directories where maybe you're not listed. And always update, update, update. The process starts by searching for your company name or searching for the industry that you're in. Search for your competitors. And if you see listings that are not accurate, submit updates. If you find directories that you're not listed on, go ahead and submit your information. And sometimes you may find a listing that no one has claimed, that someone has just scraped it off another website. If that's your company, you need to claim that listing. Does this sound tedious, time-consuming, and a bit of a pain in the neck? Oh, you bet it is. But it is so important, because if there is inaccurate information out there, it will confuse search engines. And when confused, search engines will almost always jump to the next step. When you are submitting information to any of these directories to boost your visibility, make sure you submit complete information. Hours of operation, directions and parking info, business descriptions. What kind of business are you? Payment options and specials are also helpful on these directories. The next thing I want you to think about is that you are not in business in a community by yourself. You are part of a larger community, and part of how search engines decide if you're local is how prominent are you in that local community. Are you connected on social media to other companies? Are there links on your website that go to other local organizations and sites and links from those organizations to you? Ways to boost your local strategy. Consistently share links from local associations and other businesses. Make it a habit to go out and promote these other companies. Not only are they more likely to acknowledge you, but it positions you in the community. Think about hosting events. Not everything that you do to promote your business online actually happens online. In November, Small Business Saturday is a great way to connect your company to other businesses right in your area. Something I used to do a lot of, and I don't anymore, was I used to publish a listing of networking events. That actually helped me get visibility in the local community. Other companies looked for me. They were likely to share my events because I was sharing theirs. And people began to notice me as involved in the local community. Share links in your newsletter. Mention things that are going on in your community. Reviews, reviews, reviews. Prominence doesn't just mean a giant sign in front of your building. In the world of online marketing, prominence means positive information about your business. And so there's a two-part process. Number one, you need to encourage people to write reviews on Google, on Angie's List, on TripAdvisor, on any and every review site that is relevant to your business, product, or service. And the other thing that you need to do is you need to respond to comments. It's not enough to just have people sharing information. Potential customers and search engines want to see that you interact with people who take the time to post reviews about you. And finally, make news. This is actually kind of an old school marketing strategy. Long before the internet, we worked with clients to write press releases, establish themselves as subject matter experts, get them on a short list of businesses that reporters called when they had a story. It's easier today. Get on social media and connect with local reporters. Look at which journalists routinely go and ask questions on Twitter or Facebook when they're working on a story or a deadline. Ask and answer questions. Get involved in conversations about local events. Go out of your way to be helpful and answer information and demonstrate your knowledge. Share links to timely articles that journalists can use to fill in some of their holes in their story schedule. Get out there, be a part of the community, and be ready when the phone rings. Social search, getting found locally, isn't really that hard if you will take the time to look at your business through the eyes of your local customers. Questions? Need more information on how to get this done? My name is Lorraine Ball, and I run a company called Round Peg. We work with organizations to help them improve their on and offline visibility. If you've got questions, I'd love to chat with you.